The following is the extract of a course linked in the description.
All right, guys. In order for you to make music or to make great music, there will be some equipment that you're gonna need, right? The first one that we're gonna look at over here are gonna be headphones. With the headphones, headphones provide you with, I think, a lot of great benefits. Mostly, I'm gonna name a few here. Pricing, they're usually a lot cheaper, right? A lot of flexibility, especially when you are on the move, right? If you're working at a cafe, you want to make music at a cafe or hear stuff at a cafe, or when you're traveling, sometimes on a plane or on a train, that's definitely possible. But as well, when you're working, if you're living with other people, maybe your wife and other people in the house, you're able to work without bothering other people. So it does offer a lot of those benefits. For me, it works a little bit more. You also have monitors, but with monitors sometimes they could be a little bit more expensive. They do take a lot more space, although the way the monitors reproduce the sound will be a lot closer to how maybe some of the more people are going to be hearing that. But I found with headphones, you're going to be able to hear a little bit more how the sounds, different sounds in a track actually mesh together. So there is a case for monitors, there is a case for headphones. But if we want to go over here and start, the without breaking the bank too much, and being really flexible and all that, I think headphones are going to be the best choice. So with that being said, for some of the options that we have, or that are usually being mentioned online right now for best headphones, you have the Audio Technica ATH M50X. I do not have those. I never tried them. I was just going over some of the reviews that people were leaving. What I got out of it is, uh, they have great design, and the materials that they use for it is definitely great. It feels great. It feels premium. It tends to have a lot more bass, a little bit emphasis on the bass. So depending on the type of music, or if you like that when you're mixing or not, it could be something that you do not you like or do not want. I actually don't like when my bass is emphasized. I like everything to be flat, so that was one of the big reasons why I didn't go for it. And the other thing as well that I did get from it is it tends to clamp. It has a clamping force mechanism that's a little bit too much. So, you know, it's gonna by clamping, I means that it's gonna put a lot more pressure on your ears and on your head, right? And I don't like that because you're gonna be probably listening to music or mixing for a long time, an hour or 2 hours. And if there is my experience with some headphones that I tried that has a lot of clamping force, it tends to give me a headache later on, or my ears are gonna be really warm, that kind of stuff. I don't like it, right? So those were some of the things that, for me, I didn't really want to go with that. But just keep that in mind. If you have the possibility of trying it, go ahead, try and see if you like it. The other thing that I just need to mention here is this one is the M50X, but they have the M40X, M30X, M20X that are also available, that would have a different sound profile, a different, sound profile for sound reproduction, but as well the cost of it would be probably a little bit cheaper than what you're seeing here. So I think this is probably one of the latest model. I don't know if they had the M60X, but that's probably one of the latest model that they have available. Okay, we're gonna move up here to the biodynamics. So the biodynamics, those ones tends to be really, really raved about online. Seems like people really like the sound reproduction of those. It's really crisp, it's really clear. You can really hear all the details. And I was actually gonna go with those to get it. The issue for me was because I travel a lot. It those headphones um, do not fold. So that was a big issue for me, right? Because I don't I need space, and having headphones that do not fold is really going to be an issue, basically for me. But it is a great choice. Every time I hear quite a lot of things regarding those headphones over here. You need to keep in mind over here that you're saying that it does have um, the size that you need to select, basically homes, right? The thing with homes that you need to keep in mind is, in order to, if you have a headphone jack that do not basically support impedance or high impedance, and basically this is what this is talking about here, you might feel like you go when you're gonna plug it in, uh, that the sound is not as high that you thought it would be, right? That is because those kind of headphones usually need to be plugged in into an amplifier before, uh, you know uh, before you're able to really get back the sound out of it. So that's something that you need to keep in mind, and that was one of the reasons why as well for this one I didn't want to go with it. So the newest Macs, MacBook Pros, come with a headphone jack that's that do support high impedance headphones, but for the most part I would recommend, if you maybe in a studio or somewhere where you're not moving, that could be a great solution for you. But for me, because I was moving, carrying another piece of hardware just to be able to support impedance and all that, it didn't really make sense, right? But it's a great headphone for clarity or sounds. So it's really revved about. The last one over here that I have is the Sony MDR 7506. Those ones, I actually, and actually for me, if I think back to when I really started making music, I always had Sony headphones, right? And maybe there was a period where I tried something else, but I always had around me Sony headphones. So when it came to that, for me, it really made a lot more sense just to go ahead with Sony again. Those ones are light. Uh, the clamping force is not too much, but after a little while I tend to find that it does, my hair are warmed up a little bit, but it's because it does cover the whole hair, right? They're not on here, they're over here a little bit, right? So that's really the main thing to keep in mind here. They do fold, right? I believe over here you have a picture of them folded, so great for traveling, which is something that I value space. But as well, you're gonna see over here the price is gonna be a lot more affordable. Basically, over here seems like the biodynamics are pretty much, the Audio Technica over here pretty much double the price of those ones, right? So this was something that I value. Means that if either if I break them, or I lose them or anything like that, I can get another piece really quick. It's not an issue, right? And their sound profile as well. The sound profile of the Sony over here, also very flat. I think the biodynamics have a sound profile that is actually better, a little bit better than the Sony, but you really don't notice it until, unless you really pay attention, or you really like, uh, you really you really, that's the thing that you want to focus on, right? So by sound profile, what I'm talking about, actually I have it here. So this is a website that I actually recommend if you want to compare headphones, right? You have some people that are able to buy several headphones and maybe they're going to return it, or if you're not sure, you just need to buy one and you need to make sure that you're going to get the right one. So our things over here, or ratings.com, is going to be allow you to compare quite a few things, but one of the things that you're going to be able to do is compare headphones. So with headphones here, it gives you a little bit, quite a few review on different categories here, and as well, what kind of temperature uh, that your ears are going to reach after a certain amount of time. So you're able to have it on different, to see what it is, what is going to be on different headphones. But when we come over here, you're going to see the sound profile. So the sound profile usually just show you how the what is the sound reproduction, right? And when I say by flat is the greater it is close to your it is closer to the line over here, the flatter it is, which is great. So there is no emphasis on any frequency, because if the frequency is too emphasized or not too emphasized, you might put more there than you're supposed to, right? And basically, when other people are gonna listen to it you might put too much there or not too much there, depending on what they have. When other people are gonna listen to it on another reproduction system, it might not work as well. So that's why I tend to have it very flat. It means that usually it tends to translate a little bit better in other reproduction system or sound, right? So that's what I had for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and let's move on to the next video. Guys, if you enjoy the content, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. I also wanted to let you know about my free mastering mini course that's going to be available there in the description. You're also going to get with that free banger drums kit, right, with some crazy samples. Basically, you're going to be able to make some crazy drum patterns. Okay, so the link is going to be in the description. It's going to let you know how you're going to have access to it, and I will talk to you in another video.